Yeah. Would you mind turning on the lights back there?
First response.
Where's up? That's
The LED chart.
now it's not just shadows back there.
Holding all the custom LED control. We did our own batteries.
Sorry.
Well, meeting order, please rise. Moment of silence for deceased members of the district. Thank you. Roll call. Bobby.
Here.
Rich. Here. Brian. Here. John. Here. Let the record show that Dan has in Massachusetts taking care of medical needs. All right. Agendas are out, so we'll open up public session. Anybody wishing to comment on anything that is on the agenda is welcome to do so. Anybody wishing to comment? Anybody wishing to comment? That's 3 times. All right, we'll move on. Right on to the district building report. Let's see, Brian, Bob Miller, Joe Casino. Anybody? That's not me. It's not you, William. You're right. It's not you. It's John and John and Bob. Yeah.
Richie, I don't really have anything. I know the construction project is going to start on Monday. And Bob's got all the pertinent information with all everything, so I think we're all set.
Yeah, the memos are going out regarding the coordination of trades, and Bob's doing a great job of being on this one.
Bob's the general contractor on
He's
this
the
one.
GCN, that's what it looks like, yeah. But it looks, I've been kind of following it, and it looks like everybody's in step with what's gotta happen, so. Keep your fingers crossed, and, hopefully it's only gonna be, from the sound of it, a week-long, project, and Bob's gonna report more on that as we go. And nothing else on the building? Okay, keep moving right along here. President's report, we'll go with Jay first this time. Jay Wilson, you here? Finance Bill President's report? Yeah, I did send one in. It's on file. Let me get it up here and see if I can hit some of the highlights about my commissioner's report. No building use forms, 2 new members voted in. Active member Jesse Shepard. Paperwork, I believe, is here somewhere. I was handed some paperwork before, so I presume that's him. Joe Casino and Jay advised the membership about the concerns with the downstairs bathroom. We're aware that the board is aware that there's a problem with the downstairs bathroom there that we're trying to get.
Yeah, it's been taken care
It is completely taken care of now? Okay, good. Thank you. 2% tax money. I talked to Sean about this just before this meeting mentioned. The 2% tax money was distributed, and the town, the fire district, took a pretty good hit. About $5,600 is what it looked like from last year on the 2% money. So that tells me that somewhere somebody's getting our money. So every couple of years we got to go through and make sure, particularly that the 12180s haven't been migrated to the city of Troy, and the 12144s haven't been migrated to the city of Rensselaer. And that often happens when people change insurance companies or things along those lines. So I've asked Bob to get the information on how we get online or get with the state insurance fund and get that rectified. It involves us doing an inventory of all the streets, and it's easy to do the streets that are on the list. The harder part is to go through the list they provide and pick up the streets, the new streets that haven't made it on the list. All right, so it's it's the new streets that got to be added, particularly in 12144 and 12180, because if nobody does anything with them, I don't know how it works. It seems that they default to the city of Troy or the city of Rensselaer. because that's what the name is. Additionally, Jay asked for a breakdown on how the 2% money was divided up. That's been pretty standard since, same way we've done it ever since the consolidation, where we look at the number of members in the district that make LoSAP, and we take the percentage, and then the percentage goes to each station of the, if 60% of the members that make LoSAP are in one station, 60% of the 2% money goes there, 40% goes the other, and that's how it's been divided. But both stations took a hit this year because there was less money to distribute to begin with.
Renee Weinstill had 38 active members. Priestville had 28 active members. 28 LoSAP.
38 that made LoSAP.
Yep. I'm sending out the email.
Okay, great, thank you. Please make sure the two presidents get it as well, so that way.
All residents in the
Great, so they've got that information. Good catch on Jade's part, they asked for that. And then he reported on the progress on the joint picnic on the 22nd of August. So that concludes his report. All right, so the free throw report, Jason Chris, you see there, yes.
Hi, how's it going? No building use request received for the fund. We have 2 new members to be voted in, Liam McCray and K.O. Ricardo. Submitted a fundraising letter and the photo for our mail drive, to Carol. I'll have it. Okay.
Yep, you have all those reports, any questions, any questions?
Yeah, no, it's in Dropbox. Okay.
Any questions on President Christie's report? None? Let's go.
I would just suggest that because if you, your tax deductible donation, what the letter says. Very end,
Okay.
your deduction may be tax deductible.
Your deduction may be tax deductible.
Yeah.
Can you make that edit?
Okay.
We don't want to play tax advisor to anybody.
Yeah.
The fire department said it was tax deductible.
Probably is most of the time, but deductible.
Okay. Any no questions for him? All right, let's keep moving. Brian, welcome. Got several sets of meeting minutes in front of us. We've got the June regular meeting and we've got the June 15th workshop meeting. We've got an opportunity to read them over in Dropbox. Any questions, comments, omissions, concerns? Yeah, they're also printed off in your folder. Thank you. I look at them electronically. I didn't see anything, but I didn't know if anybody else did. Motion made to approve.
Second.
Motion seconded. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposition? That carries.
Was that for both sets, Rich, or did you do it?
Both sets.
Okay.
Now we get the treasurer's report. That'll slow us down a little. Sean, go ahead.
Here comes bank recs for you to sign off on each one of these, there's one of the pages.
You'll hand it to me just about the time that you're explaining stuff. Yeah.
If you need a pen, let me know.
You can sign it too. Start signing it now.
The treasurer's report is available on the digital Dropbox. Let's see, one market account has a reconciled balance of $2,053,280. Of that amount, $701,919 for the general fund. $1,190,190 is capital reserve equipment. $109,072 capital reserve building, $52,098 capital reserve repairs. Total interest for the month, $5,615. Total for the year, $15,694. The WFD project fund is almost closed out. It has a balance of $418.65. That is closed out. I did the final transfer. We shut down for next year or next month. We're going to have that. General fund has a reconciled balance of $180,762. The breakdown or the information for these 3 accounts are attached with the bank reconciliation for each one of those accounts. Also with the bank statements for each one of those accounts. Also, you see a list of all the checks that were cut out of the general fund checking account for the month of June. Also, you'll see the final 3 pages or expenditures so far year to date. One thing. Other thing is I completed our workers' compensation payroll verification audit. Affects how much they're going to charge us for our workers' compensation. for the paid staff. And then, finally, I'm gonna put in an order for key fobs. I'm out of key fobs. I gave, Mark Busavita 3 and I gave Bobby Booster 3. That's all that I had left, so I'm gonna get an order for that. After they were like, I think 2 years ago, they're almost $900. Fobs, I think they're about $10.
$10 a piece.
Yeah, it comes in a sleeve of 100, so. Just wanted to give you a heads up.
People have got multiples for. The full out for themselves.
No, yeah, they pass the keys out to like new members, if somebody's.
Yeah, okay.
And so they were given access to the system and they can program that keys and monitor that, yeah. That includes my report, sir.
Questions for the treasurer? Should I motion to approve the treasurer?
It's a resolution.
Made.
Resolution.
Thank you. So made. Second by Mr. Miller. Any discussion on the resolution? Roll call vote, please.
Rich.
Aye.
Brian. John.
Carries. Let's see, approval of the current month's invoices. Brian, you had the helm on reading the book.
Yeah.
Much there shouting wise, it's really expensive for time repairs. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Consider that a motion to, or a resolution to pay the bills.
Thank you.
Brian makes the resolution, second by Commissioner Miller. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Aye.
Rich.
Aye.
Brian.
Aye.
John.
Correspondence received.
Okay, we received the M&T Bank month-end collateral statement as of the end of June. There's an email from MJ Bourbon regarding grant writing services.
I'll expand on that a little bit later.
Okay, FASNY annual convention information was received. Association of Fire District, State of New York. Fire District Affairs was received for June and July. And there was a resignation letter received from a district firefighter. And sent was the North Greenwich Ambulance Building Support Letter dated June 11th.
I will comment on that one briefly, because of schedules and the fact that it had to get in as quick. I wound up reading that letter at the town board meeting where the decision made, go ahead and approve that project. And afterwards, the ambulance members that were there and the council people that were there were very appreciative of the district coming out and supporting the activities of getting that approved for the ambulance. It's a big step forward in improving emergency medical care in the town. Step forward in improving emergency medical care in the county and look at what they're trying to accomplish. That was a well appreciated on the efforts of the district. Let's see, any questions on the fourth month? Nothing? Old business. What do we got in old business? I don't think there's anything in the folder. Yes, CIC information memo. Bob, you want to talk about this? You want me to?
Just you guys already.
Yeah, we've
The
acted on
contract before, but you didn't act on it last month, so you need to actually approve the contract.
We did that.
You
Okay.
didn't approve it.
Okay.
It's just a formality, so we can move forward with the new vendor.
Well, we got it up in front of us here in the Dropbox. Any discussion on, let's see, got a new vendor that's going to take over the CIC. Anticipated annual cost, 22 instructional hours annually, 90 per hour for $1,980. Online learning management service for 10 individuals at $700 annually. And total anticipated annual cost to be $2,680. It's anticipated, obviously these things go up and down. Any discussion on that? Consider a resolution to approve it. Made by Brian. Lots of people will second it. John spoke first. John seconded it. Any discussion on that? It's a resolution. Roll call vote, please.
Rich.
Aye.
Brian. Aye. John.
Just for the record, I did contact and speak to the previous vendor and explain to her what we were doing, why we were doing it. Pretty disappointed. It seems that she knew what we had done where we were, the direction we were going before me speaking to her. Because she asked some very pointed questions about, well, why didn't you talk to this guy, or why didn't you talk to that person? She kind of knew who we had talked to and who we hadn't talked to, which was a little disappointing, but you kind of expect that thing in this big an organization. So, but regardless of the fact, we're moving on. We've got a new vendor, and we think, we know we're gonna wind up with a better product, overall for our APs. So that's taken care of. Nothing else in old business?
Reg, there was 2 items.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the driver training policy review. I know I was supposed to take a look at that this month.
But I was gonna say, if I may, it's kind of also a policy procedure. Why don't I take the lead on that?
Please.
Because we really gotta get on board with what we really have to have a driver training program in town. If somebody gets in an accident, and we don't have a real effective driver training program, we're getting sued.
And I've said,
It may not be popular, but we need to get one.
I've said before, I'll say it again, we need to have district driver training policies.
I mean,
We can't have 2 fire company, driver training programs.
so,
That's one that we got a district program. Thank you, I appreciate that.
The other grant writing.
We got it. Grant writing information. This is one that we've kicked around before. We've talked about, but it never really fell into anybody's particular lane. I brought it up a couple times, so I guess by default it fell in my lane. Jeff Steer did some research on this. When he was out at Syracuse for Chiefs, and came back with a couple business cards and some information on a company that does this stuff, and they've done a lot of it all over the state of New York. And I've got this here. I know we talked to, you know, this is like, you know, it's grant writing. Well, actually, it's 2 different things going on here. Grant writing is the one that's you get a letter for that, and in Dropbox on that one. Don't we, Bob? Where is that? Correspondence. Correspondence. Thank you. Let me back up. Correspondence. Sent to correspondence received. There we go. MJ Burton. Thank you. Mike reached out to a name that I had gotten from a contact out in Mohawk Valley. And they've done a lot of work here locally, fire departments in our particular area. Melrose, Latham, Rotterdam, Saratoga Springs, named 4 right here in the Capital District. I know they've done a lot more work going up the Mohawk Valley. That's why I come in contact with them. They help fire departments do the assessments that are necessary, figure out what grants that they would be most likely eligible for, or which would have the most impact for them. And then once that's identified, the fire department says, yeah, we'd like to do that. Then they help them write the grant application itself. Now, let me give you a brief example of something along the lines. Chief Sheehan got wind of a grant right here through GE. And the GE people kind of indicated to him that this might be a great grant for what you want to do. And we looked at it jointly, and Bob looked at it too. It really isn't. It would be, it's nothing we were looking to do. It doesn't fit the need of what we wanted to do. And if we were to write the grant application and get the money, then we'd be kind of committing to a manpower investment to do what it is they want done with the money. That would, you know, it would be a great grant, you know, for if we had people to do it. It's a grant on pre-emergency planning, and you know, getting out there and taking pictures of buildings and, you know, walking the floor plans and writing up what the floor plans look like, and doing all that kind of stuff for pre-emergency planning. I just don't see us having a lot of manpower to do that kind of thing right now. If we do have that, then we can reevaluate that. But this grant writer that we've got information on, kind of helps you sort that kind of stuff out. This grant would be good for you. This grant is not what you're looking for. So I don't know how we want to proceed. It's got financial implications. It's got operational implications. It's got you know, long range planning applications. It kind of falls in a whole bunch of lanes. So we probably need to get a couple of people together to meet with this grant writer to see just what they can do for us.
that's the one that is stuff at Brewster County.
No, I don't.
Which one are we talking about getting together?
One that we know from.
This is the one from the Mohawk Valley.
Right.
That helps fire departments, fire districts write grants.
Right.
I know that, there's a good number of safer grants in the greater capital district that this grant writer has helped fire departments receive. And if you look around, well, Town of Mohawk Fire Department is one that I'm very familiar with, that they help with. There's almost Schenectady County, they're the ones that were listed, I know, they're back up.
So that's correspondence. It's not.
Not this.
Oh, that was what I was ready
No,
to ask.
I was confusing, I was blending the two together in my head. This firm specializes in public safety infrastructure, emergency management, municipal development funding grants, including FEMA, assistance to firefighters, SAFER, fire prevention and safety, hazard mitigation program, emergency operations center grants, state DHSES programs, DASNY, I don't even know what that is. Is it
The dormitory authority.
dormitory though? Dormitory and SAM funding, there must be money out there for people that are affected by them. Community project funding, congressional directed funding. This district, this company helps fire departments find money and get money. So that would be something that I think we will want to do, because we can use grants any number of ways that. And then they get involved with us throughout the life of the project, administration services, procurement compliance, environmental and historic preservation coordination, reimbursement requests, report writing, inventory management, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All the lengthy things involved with the grant. I administered two FEMA assistance firefighter grants for Freesville back in the day. And I could be nice and benevolent and tell you that it's a pain in the ass. And I can tell you over a cold beer, I can tell you much worse what they are to administer. So if we want to pursue any of those kinds of grants, there's lots of T's to cross, lots of I's to dot, and they find more T's and more I's than we ever knew were there. They need to take care of. So if we want to pursue these grants, then that's something we should do. So I don't know. How do you want to proceed?
Did they give any indication?
No, and I think the cost is going to be driven by what we want to do. I think we need to sit down with them at the very least to find out what is it you can do for us in what kind of, cost us. And the idea is to do this before we develop our budget over the next couple of months. So that if we decide that we want to do this, there's some money in the budget to pursue it sometime in 27. So that we're not looking at this in 27 saying, oh, we should really do this in 28. So the idea is to have a solid number that we can plug into the 27 budgets.
I know for a fact we lost the opportunity in this year. One for apparatus. Another one that late last year. Fire help outfits.
Okay, I think we looked at them. Go ahead.
What is the time framing on all the work?
Time framing was off, we'll see the eligibility. They were, the apparatus one I know was strictly, they were looking at fire districts with incomes far lower than ours.
Well, I read the whole grant.
And the station upgrade one was looking for things that we've already done both stations.
No, actually, it was part of that was capable of modifying your station. We felt what we were looking at. The last one we looked at, the last one I looked at for the 20. It was. They had point system where lower revenue districts get a little bit higher points, and but there was some people applying for that are infinitely more financially secure than we were, and more I understand they got help.
Yeah, and well, I don't want to belabor it, but it very often when you look at the per capita, when they do those kinds of grants, you can wind up with a city fire department that can score very well on them because of the per capita. Where you all these people, and they want to do something. Budget wise, they wind up very poor looking on the application. But, you know, again, we don't know what we can do with this till we sit down and look. It's mostly financial. So I would think the financial folks want to take a look at this. There'd be operational considerations, there'd be considerations that the chiefs would be interested in, because they're, you know, this is stuff that usually when there's when you get a grant, there's a performance side of the grant. So they give you a basket load of money and then they expect, there's deliverables. And when I worked in emergency management, we always talk about deliverables with grants. And the deliverables come on a schedule. You know, you gotta do this by this date, this by that date, that by this date. And then, you know, and the grant managers, both at the administrative side of it and at the recipient side of it, coordinate that, make sure the deliverables are delivered. So I don't know, which pleasure how to proceed with this.
Ready to reach out?
Well, my thought about it, the more people, the better. We do a workshop meeting. And
Bring her in for a workshop meeting and talk
more
about
people than not.
it. Sound reasonable?
She did all,
I think rather than just having a two, you know, like two, or sit there and listen and try to relay everything. Be beneficial to have a workshop meeting, we can all hear the same thing, or ask questions or that others may not have thought of.
Mike, you talked to her, didn't you?
yeah, she offered to set up a Zoom meeting to talk to a few people to get an idea of what we're looking for and how they may be able to help, so,
Do you remember where she was out of the Utica area?
Yeah. out near Utica.
And she might be willing to travel here from the. You want to reach out and see if she'll do a
can.
workshop meeting with us? And see if we get a couple dates and we'll see if we can match those dates up on
Sure.
our schedule. Thank you.
Should we look at the second one
Yeah, we can look at the
at the
second.
same time? I mean, just get some
This
information.
is something completely different. This, you know, this is why I was confused by it. Had my head confused. This came out of the discussion in a meeting, a couple of meetings, where we talked about in long range planning, where's the district going, particularly when it comes to personnel. And there was some discussion on how to help, you know, how do we continue to grow what we're doing without the growth, without seeing any growth in recruitment. And as hard as our recruitment retention committees are working, there's not a lot of people out there that are willing to come in or interested in coming in. You know, we get them in dribs and drabs, you know, onesies and twosies, but we lose them in onesies and twosies. So our net growth at the end of the year is very, very minimal. You know, we talk about career personnel. How do we do that? How do we structure that? How do we make that work? We've seen ideas for it. And a couple, you know, we talk about, are they firefighters or are they station keepers? There's all kinds of discussion to be had on this, and we need somebody that's done this kind of thing before to kind of help us along. And Jeff found this company that has done some of that. And the list of fire public safety clients that they work with since 2015, you know, is pretty extensive. Kind of Casanova, Chickawaga, Chili, Flagler, locally, Corning Joint Fire District, Portland City, Brighton Village, County Screamers. I think they did something with Bruin Rescue Squad, County Screamers. Essex County, Greene County, Hamilton, Town of Hamilton, Rondequoit, City and Town of Ithaca. And I know that was some kind of consolidation effort there. I don't know exactly how it was. Mellonville and Clabrook Fire Districts. Some urban areas, New Rochelle, you know, and I could just keep going here. Town of Queensbury. That's kind of local. Town of Skodak. I don't know what they did in the town of Skodak. That'd be interesting. I know that it's another cold beer story. I'm not going to tell it to our board of fire commissioners. Meeting. Recent discussions out in the town of Skodak. Town of Ticonderoga. I know they've had some discussions similar to that. And then the list just goes on and on and on. So I'm sure that these guys have done it. I got contacts here. One is the Associate Director for Fire and EMS Analysis, which is the first person Jeff go up with. And then he found the other card of the person, Patrick Smith. And I've got that information. So I had proposed this in an email. I know long-range planning and Bob from his seat had looked at it, and said that, long-range planning should probably take the helm on this.
Right, I think.
So enough said on that. We need to discuss anymore. You want to make some thought about it? It's not something we have to do for next month. So
Okay.
it's,
I haven't even seen that stuff.
yeah. But that's another thing that we may want to put a budget number in if we're gonna start doing some of this stuff. Talking so you know, you said right along, it costs money to make money. While we're not in the business of making money, we need to spend money to stay on top of some of this stuff. So. Training policy, grant writing, CIC contract, that covers all business. New business, absolutely nothing on the list. Can't think of anybody got anything on the business? Okay, moving right along. Chief's reports, when it will be first time, yeah, here, there you go.
Right, monthly reports were submitted, purchases were submitted, our fit test and physical get wrapped up. There's the last few minutes appointments to take care of for the July 15th deadline. Once those are completed and members that haven't completed, care will be taken offline and their duties will be changed. Member completed some training. Kevin Stage and Danny Ryder completed their IPO. Chad Castle and Sawyer Wilson completed the self-rescue this past week. We have a Battalion 3 meeting this Wednesday, mining skill. Post testing was completed, I think like a couple lengths of lost. Flow testing was completed late last month. Rescue 4-2, won't get into that. Truck 4-2, I talked to Paul from Mir. The aerial pressure switch that was supposed to that was bad in November of 2025 during aerial inspection is finally in, and they're going to replace it this week. The up and down control, the bucket was prepared and worked on. That was from March. Check that. That does seem to be working okay. The outrigger box, which we've been dealing with since November of 2025. That was sent out to an electrician to be fixed, I guess. The cruise mall system on 427. That was from February of 26. They wanted the truck to go over there, and I told them that wasn't a good idea, especially the predicament we're in. He said like a day and a half worth of work, so I'm figuring 3 days, which we can't do that. Window control for the driver's side passenger door back in March. Had those few fixed as well this week. In my Explorer's going to Ferris for exhaust replacement. And that's all I got. Thank you.
You got your purchases in front of you. I've read them over, 2 germicide kits. Two solutions, I don't know if that's a kit or it's a.
That's the bottle solution, like a picture, yeah.
All right, helmet front. Case of wipes for the germicidal wipe.
Mhm.
And this is the one that kind of jumped out at me, out of the equipment retention budget. $1,000 worth of challenge points.
That's not me.
DFC.
It's the DAs.
They're all mixed in.
Yeah, they're all lumped together for,
Oh, all right, I'm sorry.
for action.
So I didn't see it in the electronically, and this was, and it showed up at the time. So should have read it closer. All right, I'll ask about that. Any questions for Chief Olson? Thank you, sir.
See you next month.
Chief Shannon.
Finishing up our annual PM, we had a part for rescue on Steam Light. It's now had its cold flushed, helper springs replaced, it had 3 valves rebuilt. We had the air horn stick on last week again. It's about the 3rd time in last decade that happens. Air horn sticks on, can't turn it off, and then we have to respond back to the station with lights and sirens to not create a traffic hazard. And before the tanks deplete and we are stuck on the side of the road. Chief Steer was talking to Premier, Graham ordered the part to fix that, hopefully completed this time around, so in a couple of years it doesn't happen again. We also fixed the cruise wall light on first response and replaced the batteries on it last month as well. Again, thanks to Chief Steer for taking care of that stuff in-house. Freesville Company is going on a Lake George trip on August 8th. We're gonna put on an extra duty crew for those that are staying back, and we're gonna ask that Wine School covers calls for X amount of time during the day while some of our people are out enjoying their summer. We awarded the Raymond Swart Chiefs Inspection winners at our last company meeting. Every year, we try to do the Chiefs Inspection, just before Memorial Day. Yeah, it's just a little competition among the engineers and the crews to see who has the nicest looking and most prepared apparatus. Crews did great. This year, Engine 97 won with engineers Brandon Galligan, Rob Shackleton, and James Schneider. So the crews had a pretty good time doing that the past month or two, and they were in every nook and cranny of the apparatus. So, yeah, good morale boost, and crews seemed to like it. Commissioner French already mentioned the GE Healthcare grant. I spoke with Chairman Garrett earlier this year. We go down to GE every year to help them with their emergency response team do fire extinguisher training. So we go down there for 1 or 2 afternoons. They use our Bullock system, go over a little bit of, pass with them, so they can check a box. This year, talked to Commissioner Garrett, like, hey, can we ask them for help maybe replacing the Bullocks, which needs to be replaced, or something else? So we talked to the health and safety lady down there. She's very nice. And that's when she passed along this one earlier, or last month and the month prior. So again, they were keeping us in mind, and again, just neighbors helping neighbors. Good to get out there, and although this one's probably not going to come to fruition, it's good just to ask, and they kept us in mind, so we're appreciative of that. I want to thank Bob and Sean for getting the chief spending reports to us last week. It's very helpful, especially about half of the year, so we can plan the rest of the year responsibly. Got host testing completed last week, thanks to Captain Slusky, Chief Steer, and the crews for facilitating during the day and then over the weekend to get everything squared away. And we had flow testing done, like for air packs, like Chief Wilson said. Spoke to the MES rep when he was here, and he got me just rough information about how old our air packs were, because he was sitting in front of his computer. Our oldest set of air packs from 2016, so we're looking at 2031 for our first round of replacements. And I passed that information along to long range planning because that came up during the last meeting. Because that's going to be a big expenditure. So I'm going to start looking towards that. Commissioner Garrett just said, so our recruitment and retention committee compiled a bunch of ideas throughout the year. Hey, what can we do to work on retention this year? Last 2 years, we did a lot of recruitment stuff, which is great. This year, we're focusing a little bit more on retention and our members. I'll still keep an eye on recruitment stuff. So an idea of like milestone challenge coins. So you go to your first fire, you get off probation, first extrication, stuff like that. Hopefully, guys, we'll get that, gain some interest to come down to calls and do more, noteworthy items throughout their career. We got the quotes to, it's for 100, and I'm willing to bet we're going to have those for a long time. I don't think we're going to be coming back to the board anytime soon asking for more of those, because again, we don't do a lot of that stuff. So we're going to make it so you can get them laser engraved. So we left them blank, and we can put in what we want to put in on them. So high attendance for the banquets, again, the milestones, that kind of stuff. And we're looking for that to come out of our retention budget. So hopefully that answers Commissioner French's question. And then other 2 purchases, 2 command boards for car 2 and car 3. I purchased one on my own a couple of years ago. I've been using it. It's very helpful. So we're gonna get one for the assistant chiefs, and then a similar slimmed down version for each of the big pieces of apparatus. So if a chief is not around, one of the officers can pull that out if he or she needs help, and then just keep better track of a larger scale incident. Hopefully, once the chiefs are around. That's our purchase for the questions, problems, or concerns.
We've got, well, we might as well take care of these while it's so fresh in our mind. We got those purchases that we've listed off, so WFD and DFD. All seen in the budget categories. Pleasure.
Resolution.
Resolution approved.
You got it first.
Oh, okay, great. Resolution approved.
Yeah.
Second, any discussion on the resolution? Roll call vote, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Rich, Brian, John.
Hi. I'll sign these and get back to you. Okay, let's see. Apparatus equipment, paramedic operations, Rescue 9 committee. I'll defer to Chief Shannon, brief report on that.
Yep, not a lot of movement. Sent a handful of people out to the Chief Show, as mentioned last month. Chief Show was okay, not a ton of apparatus vendors, but we got to see a handful from Suffolk, E1, House Brothers, and like Pierce had one piece out there. Chief Show was good. Got to talk to a lot of local vendors, which was helpful. Again, they know us, we personally before, so that was helpful. But Chief Show was smaller than years past, but it was good to get out there. Did see some stuff. We got notes on it, and probably either next month or September when we schedule a formal sit-down meeting of the committee. Or compile all the information, hopefully here, put it up on the board, and allow people to thumb through all the stuff we've collected this year. But again, that's the only thing. Early June, sent a handful of people out there, and we haven't done anything since.
Rescue Port or Trump 4 today.
Well, I'd like to start off by thanking Bob and Terry for all the work they've been doing, trying to push it. It's for you two guys to talk, but I think
We're in a home stretch here.
uh,
I think we're in a home stretch. I can see the finish line. About 4 years away from it, but
yeah.
there was some give and take after the agreement we did last month. Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
It blurs.
Yeah. And I did another revision. There were two things that Bauer asked for. One was some clarification on those two items that we've insisted on. And it doesn't alter the spec, now it just alters the spec. The other one was that brace yourself, Margaret. They wanted us to limit their exposure to liability to the value of the truck. Kind of interesting. Like, okay, yeah, we'll throw that in. And if you look at the Menands Firehouse, if they had done that there, the no responsible party would not, be responsible for more than the value of the apparatus that I've had, unfortunately, in 40 years, probably 4 firehouse fires, one collapsed. And the fires each time develop apparatus. So we're not going to limit the exposure. We're not volitionally. It's an interesting concept. They floated it. I took the initiative and said it's a non-starter. I don't think you should agree to that. It's a pretty expensive throw in if you have to collect that. So, but it doesn't hurt for them to ask. It's late in the game to ask, but we don't know.
Your counsel on that.
My understanding, now, we've sent the contract.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for them to.
They came back with those two things, and now we've just revised it, and now it's going back to them. I actually, interestingly, got a call from Chris Gardner today, told him that I would be
They talk.
with the board tonight, and I expected to, absent some unforeseen circumstance, there would probably be some disposition.
And I think given the fact that the Sourcewell purchase order did change with the dates, now didn't the amount, it did change, so we warrant new vote to adopt and proceed with the current purchase order and the revised contract with Exhibit A that was attached, because all 3 documents were different than what you voted on 2 months ago.
Once we have them, we can vote on it now pending receipt of them.
Well, yeah, providing that they accept, which like you said, I think they just put it out like, oh, it'd be nice if they agree to it, but they know we're not gonna agree to the liability change. So if you pass a resolution to authorize the chairman after everything comes back from them that we're okay, then we're essentially, we're ready.
And I appreciate what both of you have done on this because it's this is not like, going to the local car dealership and the car dealer telling you, just sign it online, everything will be fine. This is a lot more complicated.
Yeah, and we incorporated all of every bit of the committee's input on that. 5-page document that Rich and Bob did. It's all incorporated in Exhibit A. And then some of it's actually built into the 2-page contract. So it, one way or another, it's in there.
Right, then you need a resolution to get more info. Go ahead.
No, I would, and there was a question after. Yeah, I'd like to make a motion. Create a resolution to issue sign the contract with Sourcewell and issue it to.
Resolution has been offered.
Second.
Resolution has been seconded. Any further discussion on this? Roll call vote, please.
John. Brian. So I made a comment, I have some inflationary notes kind of bite us in the butt, but I can't wait much longer. It's called 60 days, we're in 2031 now. But I don't going to get bit in the butt on that. We disqualified other vendors for the same policy, but no, the inflationary, I don't think it's gonna be 2.27.
Oh,
I just want to point out that that's gonna bite us.
I'm just, what was it, Brian?
The inflationary notice, we disqualified other vendors for that. Well, they can change the price, it's still in this contract.
Yes, that's not, is that a contract? That's what it's still in a contract?
But we can't keep kicking the cans 12 or 60 days. You do
I
2000,
was
was taken out, so I would thought there was tomorrow. But anyways,
I then. I understand, yeah.
It's part of the Sourcewell part of it, and that's the reason why it's there. Sourcewell.
I'd like to modify mine and say that pending the resolution of
I
that.
know it's ridiculous, but we took it $200,000-$300,000. Easily.
What the?
No, I heard a comment in the audience said this is ridiculous. That's interesting comment in the audience.
I was told that Chris, that wasn't in there, they took it out. So I'm going to hold his feet on that.
we want to vote on this tonight.
Yeah. It is. 2031.
I get it. It's almost like we're being further we kick this can down the road. I get it. I like it. I like we're getting blackmailed.
I already said
I'm gonna say something that may aggravate some people, crowd or whatever.
Oh, no.
Okay. We cost ourselves close to $100,000 by dragging it on in a year and a half or delivery. By not pushing this thing like we should have. All this information was available to us in November. So on the board and financial speakers understand, it cost us probably 5 to 6% of that drop after the first of the year. Because of us, we went from 30 months to 42 months.
I would disagree with you about the information being there because there was information that we routinely asked for month after month after month after month that wasn't delivered. There's simple information. What's the turning radius? Simple information that they could not or would not provide for whatever reason. And I don't know if it was a breakdown between the salesman talking to the sales department, talking to the engineering department, or I don't know what the breakdown was. There was information we routinely asked for that it never came back. So, and I think it's our job to do due diligence and ask those questions. Because as I said a moment ago, it's not like walking down to the local car dealership, picking out the color you like and figuring, well, if I don't like the way it runs, I can trade it in 2 weeks.
I've expressed my displeasure previously. Every month we had something else that we were bitching. Could have been done in November, put them all together and addressed it once.
Yeah, but I've been bringing this up for about 6 to 9 months. I've been told.
And Ryan, I didn't know that was in there, and I apologize.
Right, no, I keep reading this, and keep until I have the wrong document in there.
That, because he told me to take it out, so that, you're modified on that, I won't argue. So, I mean, it's neither here nor there, it's history where we're going. What's the way for us to present this resolution so we don't drag it on longer? As long as that gets out of it.
I mean, I just put out my, that I was there, I already said aye, so.
No, yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can do about the date.
Let's finish the roll call vote then.
Well, I want to rescind my motion. Because I want to.
Can't just rescind the motion. You got a second, there's a procedure for that. What's the vote?
I looked over at Brian said,
I said aye.
you got any comment to make a
Comment.
So I'm at you, Rich. Rich?
Aye.
David.
3-1 carries. Motion carries.
That's still okay if he made the resolution, and then he nays it?
You can vote against it. Okay. You want to call them tomorrow and.
Well, I'm gonna.
Raise it.
Just.
Don't tell them we approve. All right,
Well, hold on, Mr. Chairman, because tell us what we need to do on our end. Meaning, is we were prepared to send off to Garrison, to Chris and Phil, saying, okay, we're not budging on this, and the other issue really wasn't official.
Good.
Well, then Colin is something about the warranty. And this came out when we first got this in February, when this came to us. This was here.
Right,
And
and
then
it wasn't.
it was subsequently, it was always there.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, it was there, it's been there the whole time. The inflationary costs. It's saying that they reserve the right to potentially request
So I can try to get.
price escalation.
you can make a phone call, we'll come back to this. In a few minutes. Move on. Just before the frame issue, this point spoke to, Mike, Soul today, Soul. So spoken today, trucks in progress, the frame rails are in, they were right. The stripping down has started. The procedure is they strip up and lift everything up. And then they disconnect under, take the frame rails out, pop the new frame rails in and rebuild, do the underside first. Get that all squared away, situated, and then the body comes back down and everything gets reattached. That's the simplistic version of it. As you can imagine, it's much more complicated than that. But when I spoke to him today, he indicated all is on target for the time frame that they talked about. And he kind of like, I don't know what you're so worried about. We do this kind of work all the time. So it's just, I said, well, you may, but we've never done this kind of work before. So we're just a little concerned with how it goes and watching it. And speaking of their local fire departments, I don't know if any of them have ever taken this. But we'll just keep an eye on it and see how it goes. So that's it with their rescue 4-2 plan. Any questions on apparatus equipment? Building and grounds. No report. Is there something in the minutes that we have to look at? No.
Bob's had an update on.
Yeah, Bob said something. Bob said, yeah, that was. District personnel. Ryan, anything? Nope.
The resignation letter.
Yep, we got that. That's on file. Finance insurance low staff. Right?
Oh, we're down meeting with, Anthony Hill, sorted out some dates, we gave some general concepts of things we're thinking about doing or looking at, so we want some answers on. He says he's not worried about the time frame. If we do have to do anything that involves a vote. So we're just shooting for one of these Wednesday nights coming up, hopefully this month. Sean and I have been in communication. Dan said just let him know when we get closer to a date. He's been also sidetracked with everything else going on.
Ryan, who was that with?
Firefly.
Firefly?
Firefly.
Okay.
Found some concepts off, like think it's not, it's impossible, but, what our goals are and stuff. So hopefully we'll have a meeting, some kind of bigger meeting or reports for next month, but I'm not worried about the time frame.
Very good.
Under that, which, because it's finance, we did receive the audit report. RCPA, and we did receive the best opinion, yet in our opinion, regulatory basis, financial statements referred to above present fairly, in all material respects. The representative financial position of North Greenbush Fire District #1 governmental and fiduciary fund types and account groups as December 31st, 2025. So we got a clean bill of health on our annual audit, so we just need a resolution to accept that. And I emailed it to you as well, plus in the digital download.
Motion to approve. Second. Any discussion on it? Roll call vote, please.
John. Brian.
Aye.
Rich, aye. Carries with 3 of them. Long range planning policies and procedures.
Discuss taking over the driver training thing there, so I help you out with that.
Yeah.
We're gonna consolidate into one. This is why policy that also covers the district. Long range planning, not too much, I guess we're just gonna wait and see until we get the LoSAP meeting done and, try to read, adjust at least when truck force is coming in, the replacement plan. We had at least a year or two later.
Answers on that, any questions? Business operations and technology. John, anything? No report there. Any full-time, any of the chiefs, full-time staff, any technology issues we need to know about? Chief presidents, technology. Good. Development plan review. I don't have anything.
Progress made on the unofficial Burger King.
The unofficial Burger King.
Oh, the problem's gonna be, it's been down there towards the traffic circle, down towards Hudson Valley. You can see where they're doing the cutout to go on Route 4. It's just past the divider with median. So you're gonna have issues with cars. I was gonna come out making left and whole wall. Plus, it's gonna get 10 times worse and maybe some question whether or not that was approved by the site plan originally when the project was approved years ago. I know, Strasby was looking at that. That cutout was supposed to be past median for the divider.
Yeah, so the people can only come out and go right.
Right, correct.
And now that it's passed, they're gonna be able to go out
And cutting into it.
Yeah, and that kind of issue, that we gotta be careful of that only as it relates to traffic lights. And that's the number guys have to go to, because that's been an issue now. Where they've got the one-way turn at Taco Bell, they got the one-way turn at first entrance by the exit by the car wash, but people win the exit to get to 7. And now we're gonna have that one down there. I'm sure there's others in towns. The back way in or out of the Market 32, where people actually, you sit there and people will actually come out that way where you're supposed to, you can only take a right on Moving Road. They will come out there, they'll jump that curve and then take the left on Moving Road. You can watch them doing it. It's creative, people must not care about the undercarriage of the car, but we have to take more care of it. Look at these things as they come for us. Membership equipment retention. I was out of the room, obviously. We got 2 applications to address in a second here. I just want to comment that I've been keeping an eye, have an eye on what's been going on with the folks working all these events. And I see the black WFD tent and the white DFD tent out at all kinds of public events. I see people under them working it. I see it hearing all kinds of good comments about it. It's all good stuff. It really is all good stuff. And as I said before, even if effort is all day, sweaty, hard work effort, and it amounts to 0 recruitment, it's still good public outreach. It's still good public interaction, still good public content. So we need to continue it. And it just does nothing but this fire district good light public. So, and it is doing a little bit of improvement. We've got 3 applications before us here. We got a, for Wine School, we got a Jesse Shepherd. The paperwork's been all here, but there's a chance to go through it. We've got the official, we've got Leo Ricardo. And some kid named Liam McCrae. That are joining. All the paperwork appears to be in order. Your pleasure now. Motion made, seconded. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposition? 3 new members to the district, which is a one. That's got to be signed off. I'll get that afterwards. So sign afterwards. Which takes us back to the public session, this public session in the end, we can talk about anything, not just agenda items. Just point all over the public session. Anybody was, Eric? You have any?
I don't know if anybody has them handy, but does anyone know what the source law published what amount was for the truck for any changes?
Ryan still got it on the screen. People can.
Any changes? What do you mean, any changes? Sorry.
I mean, whenever they do, it's just like buying a car, right? You know, you got a state contract and it costs, they publish it.
Right now, the price that they're giving us $2.217,636. That's the current price that they're quoting us.
But is that what was, I guess.
We had budgeted 2.4, that's what's in the long range plan.
The reason I asked, because there's also a Sourcewell Light consortium based in Texas. That I've been contacted before, and I found Houston, Galveston, they're publishing it for 1.7.
We're for that same truck.
Again, without knowing what any of the details are as far as like what the spec is on this versus the spec we've got, but they're publishing it as a King Cobra. They list a few criteria on it for 1.7. It is the price is valid till December. But again, that's why I was asking, because I know you pick up a truck and you do make modifications along the way, even off of a contract. So that's why I didn't know if
I'm afraid to say that I think the train's already left the station.
For that, and there's probably about, honestly, probably about 8 or 9 pages of, things that were asked for the truck, so. I don't think that's might be more of a base King Cobra. That makes sense.
that's why I was asking what the source wall number was, because that's what to do work off of. When you add things that are modified.
You guys are back. You want to report on what your conversation?
Yeah, we had it in there. You mentioned the weeds, some stuff in there. That I've never heard about. He said he never saw it. But he's like, which I don't necessarily believe. But I told him we would not sign the contract. And my suggestion, Bob and myself talked about it, is that Harry put something in somehow, an addendum or something saying that that's not acceptable to us. Sign the contract. If they accept the fact that this is not.
You know what I'm saying, so that not in agreement with those about appendix C,
We all good with that?
and then the rescinded.
We do have to rescind the resolution. Okay. Consider a motion to rescind the resolution that we approved a few minutes ago to buy a ladder truck.
I'll make them somewhere.
Motion made to rescind the resolution.
I'll second.
Motion seconded to rescind the resolution. All in favor? Can we do a motion to rescind the resolution? Let's just do it. Fire us later. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposition? Would somebody like to make a new resolution?
I'd like to make a resolution that modify the contract as we've discussed. Sign the contract, send it into them, and see what Rosenbauer chooses to do.
All right.
That clear enough of it?
Well, he's gotta send back what the 2 questions that they asked.
Okay.
So Terry's gonna send them back, but he's gonna include in that now this.
Okay.
And then we're gonna basically see what they have to say.
Good.
Can we sign that? We have to wait till they accept it.
We have to wait.
Huh?
Wait.
So we're approving a resolution pending receipt of.
Positive response.
So you're making that resolution?
And we can also talk to Phil. That is exactly so. Back this week or, you know. Oh, he's half roasted now.
If-
Okay.
Oh, perfect. I will tell you, I reached a point with dealing with some of these issues that if we're still fooling with this language at the August meeting, I can't even imagine the wording of the resolution I'm gonna make. Well, because it's,
We'll Terry will add this, we'll get it out to them, and then it's in their hands, which it would have been anyway, because we were gonna send back those 2 points. Now there's gonna be an additional added to it that's gonna be moved to that.
got a resolution? We have a second. Second. Resolution been second. Any discussion on the resolution? Roll call vote, please.
Aye. Rich.
Aye.
Brian.
Aye.
John.
Aye. Resolution carried. The public session. Anything else under the public session? Nothing else? And for about the first time in about 6 months, we don't have a request to go to executive session. I would consider a motion to adjourn. Motion made to adjourn. Motion seconded by everybody. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Well, now these not. Oh.